104.1 KRBE.
Let's go.
Good morning. The Roula and Ryan Show.
With Eric. It's about to get all stupid up in here.
Hey, sleepyhead.
Featuring Special K.
Nobody asked you, Kevin.
And Sam.
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula.
Macaroni cheese hot dog.
Ryan. I am the worst DJ ever. With Eric.
We're the champions of the world!
104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It is Monday, June 2nd of 2025 at 6 o'clock on the dot, and the gang is here. Roula and Orion, Eric, Special K, no Sam, and Ahmad. How about that?
Wait, Ahmad's here.
No, I said Ahmad.
You just said no,
You
Ahmad.
said no.
No, I
Ahmad.
said no Sam and Ahmad.
I'm here.
Yeah, but he's right here.
I know, and Ahmad.
You said
And-
no.
He said no.
You said
no,
no.
the
You
way
said
it was
no.
worded.
The way
I
it
got
is.
you. I understood you.
Okay, anyway, I said no
You're like,
Sam
we heard-
and Ahmad.
We heard no.
All right, well, that's not how I said it, but okay. I guess it sounds that way. I talk so fast. Okay, so Sam is out on maternity leave, and Ryan's out sick. And it's Monday, and for HISD, it's your last Monday of the school year.
They're still in school?
Yes, they're still in school.
Come on, HISD. It's like you're dragging this along.
My
What about?
nephew and niece will be in for another 2 weeks up in
What?
Philly. I know, but it's
They
much
start in
cooler
September?
there. They started in September. Yeah, they started on right after Labor Day, like like it used to be, like in the good old days. you get
That
the whole
good old days
summer.
after Labor Day, and
I always had August. Like, I remember my mom died, and then I had to go to high school the following, like, 5 days later. Start your senior year. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
and back
Hey,
then we
guys.
didn't have
I'm
like
like,
social media and email to share the information like amongst like the parents or the friends' parents. So everyone knows, hey, there's a really hard time for this kid. Like, how did you have to? That's so awkward. That's the worst part. You have to tell people this horrible thing happened to you.
Yep.
But because it was a small town, maybe they already knew.
Maybe. I mean, teachers, I'm sure, knew, but nobody really said. I don't remember anything. I just remember just being sad there, sitting at a desk like a lump.
First day of senior year, I was like, yeah, we're seniors. And you're like, yeah, I'm a senior.
Yeah, good times, guys.
Yeah, because think of it in today's day and age, everyone, that's so present, that news of this sad thing going on in one kid's life. But you're like, oh, hey, what's going on? Why the long face, Eric?
It's just a weird thing because you don't want people to treat you different, but yet you want them to acknowledge it. You can't win.
Right.
Like anything, right? You want people to not dwell on that. But even though it's so
bringing it
raw,
up. Yeah.
bring it up, but then you don't want them to, hey, they didn't say anything. So you can't win. Anybody, if your friends go through something like that, just do the best you can with anybody. Just be there for them. And I always say, be there for them 6 months after.
Yeah. 6
That's-
weeks after.
Everyone's there 2 weeks after.
I think the same thing. Like whenever like a friend loses somebody, I don't like to bombard them with like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," text. Like I'll wait a little bit,
Yeah, take them out for lunch or something.
Right.
And let them talk.
Well, yeah, because they're still living in the hell. Everyone else is like gone on with their life.
Yep.
That's what sucks.
See about this world, right?
You should all be just as sad as I am.
I would say today this one more sad thing, but there's this. I can't remember his name. I just saw it real quick, but he used to do this thing on ESPN where he would do sports science. He was 53, 54. He had depression, and he's no longer here. The family said if someone's depressed, please look out for them and look for the signs.
What's
but
the
his job?
ESPN guy's name?
I just totally forgot his name. I used to see him all the time, and basically it was like sports science, which Kevin would probably like. Even if you don't like sports, he'd be like, if a player hit, from the 10 yards out comes at you and hits you, what kind of force is it? And he shows the
that's
force.
cool.
And it's like the dummies and like they do all
I've
these.
seen that.
It was big.
Yeah.
Like,
Go outside, nerd.
exactly. It was big like 10 years ago or something. I forget the guy's name, but it was really cool to put science with sports. So you kind of learn things.
Yeah, for sure, to see what the impact is of the hit.
His name started with a J. I just can't remember the whole name. I'm sorry I can't remember because I saw it when I was leaving here on Twitter. Like, oh, that sucks. Just, never know. You think, oh, this guy's, on ESPN doing something he loves, science and sports. I think he has a
John
perfect life.
Brinkus?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
John.
How old was he, Ahmad?
He was
54, 53.
54, yes.
Crazy.
So just be out there and look out for people.
Well, yeah, and be on the lookout today if you're in your commute because there's already so many traffic incidents. Just right down the street here on Westheimer and Fondren, some bozo was running from the cops and crashed into the corner. So that's a hot mess right there.
Gosh.
I think there's already some stuff going on the freeway. We'll have to get back a Parker and tell you about that. But yeah, it's already a Monday. It's already a Monday.
You see this car? Look at my house. I'm going to show this to Roula. Kevin would know what this is.
Oh, I saw this on Channel 13's
Yeah,
Instagram.
13.
I totally didn't think about how you probably could have seen it from your house.
Look at that
59
guy.
in Wesleyan, a car just burst into flames on the feeder road right next to the gas station.
Oh, gosh.
That's not scary. Next to the gas station.
God.
Where did I go by it?
Oh, I see it now. Good God. Oh, I hear it blowing up, too.
People are just this truck. The best part is the truck goes around them. Instead of checking
hey.
or stopping.
Well, because the truck is probably thinking, this thing might explode more. I better get out of here.
Really,
go
it
right-
might explode with a
But
gas
go to the
tank.
left of it. Go to the right and get the hell out of there.
I wouldn't get near
There's like
that.
one lane to the left, and then I'm like, I guess, how do we know how to react to something like that? You don't see that every day.
Right.
Because
Only in Houston, man, you see some weird from
A lot of
cows
cars
on the
here.
road,
Cows on the
topless
freeway.
lady
and
jumping
the
on your
spools,
semi.
the spools
Yeah, the spools.
that were going backwards on 610, or was it I-10? I can't
It was
remember.
I didn't see
59.
that.
It's
59.
always like 59 and 610. Yeah, in that little corridor area right there where they all connect in the top right of the city.
Yeah.
Every time they try to go up the hill a little bit, there it goes, rolling off the back again.
Remember the day
so
after the
crazy.
rodeo, the cows got loose?
The first day, right?
No, the last day.
It was the last day.
Didn't
The
that
first
happen
day
like
as well.
twice?
The first day it got loose on our Jeep.
And then, like, last
Yeah, I was
one.
going to say it happened
the-
twice.
Oh, yeah.
They were going home the last
That's so crazy.
week of.
Well, I was
This is a
um,
crazy city.
I was today years old when I learned something that you're supposed to do on the very first day of the month, which was yesterday. We'll talk about that in Scoop. Plus, Taylor Swift had some big news on Friday that the Swifties went crazy for. Everyone thought, oh, she's engaged. No, it's not that news. It's something else that she's been working on for a long time. It was a pretty busy weekend. I got to say that I liked it. I took it pretty easy this weekend. I was pretty excited that I could just you wake up and you're like, oh, I have an open canvas. I don't have
Oh,
things
God,
to
I
do.
love that.
That's my favorite kind
I'm
of
the
weekend.
opposite. I work the whole
Canvas not
weekend.
full? Well, Kevin makes himself find work. I saw
Yeah,
pictures
I
of
just
Booster trolling you
I know. I
out
saw
the
it. I was
window.
like,
Did you
what
see
the
that?
hell?
What? No, I didn't see it. What happened?
It's like there's Kevin has to find something to do. And there's a photo of him like
Squatting down,
squatting down,
shirtless.
looking around, like that.
I'm working on a gate motor right now. I'm trying to get the solar power to run the gate motor so I don't have to plug it in the house. And I can't get it going.
You're that
Okay.
father-in-law that goes to the daughter-in-law and son's house and is like,
yeah.
"What
A
do you?
tinker.
What kind of? You using a 225 or a 250 on that?"
Yeah.
That's what I do
Whatever
at
the hell the
Sam's
lingo
house.
is.
You need to-
When
you
I
need
was
to
at
teach them.
Sam's house, I was already back at the electrical panel trying to flip the breaker back into. Oh, God.
I was thinking of calling you. If you need something to do, my shower drain is stuck, and I know all I got to do is open the little thing and probably yank out some hair. But
There's a special tool for that.
I know I don't have that tool.
Yeah,
I
he'd
bet
have
you
more
have
fun
that tool.
doing that.
No. I
You
don't
want
like
to
to do
come
that
over
one.
after the show and do that and save
Yeah,
me
that
some
tool. It's like
money?
a long bristle, like what, a foot long?
Yeah, and it
in
has
there
little
and-
barbs on it.
Yeah, I
I
got one of
gave
those.
one. I gave one to each of the renters because I don't want to do that, and that's their hair.
Right.
Yeah, that's gross.
But is it a specific? I mean, you can just unscrew the grate, right?
You can unscrew the grate usually, but if it's down in there, you gotta.
And then put that really hot, that hot stuff, that liquid plumber type.
You can do that
You're not
too.
supposed to use.
I find
liquid
that stuff
plumber,
doesn't
I
really
thought.
work.
Yeah, that's bad for the environment.
I really thought that you're not supposed to use liquid plumber
If you're,
anymore.
yeah, do your pipes once.
Well, then
every
it
couple
eats
of
up your
years.
pipes too.
That's
Sometimes
what
a
they
little bit.
say. But those P-Flex or whatever the new ones are, that's not supposed to harm those, right? What are the new
Well-
plastic pipes?
Well,
Not the galvanized
are you
ones.
thinking of PEX pipe? That's feed pipes. You don't put Drano through feed pipes.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. How do you know? If I'm 22 years old, I have my first apartment and the bathtub drain is clogged. Oh, I guess I get some liquid plumber.
Well, there's no way to put it through feed pipes. There's pressure on those. That's like trying to
it's-
shove it up the faucet.
oh, what's the pipe that's
on the bottom.
directly
That's a regular
connected?
pipe.
You're
there.
thinking of maybe PVC underneath of
PVC.
PVC is underneath of it.
Yeah, what's the other one? The Flex? PEX.
PEX is flexible pipe.
where the
That's one
water
that
goes
everybody
through.
wanted so after the freeze.
Yes,
So people they didn't
because it can
explode.
expand and contract
Yeah, without.
without bursting.
up.
Usually,
I feel like we're on that tool time show.
I know.
know,
I
yeah.
What
love
is
this.
it?
I could
Home
go on
Improvement?
for hours about this.
You should
I,
do a show. Why don't you do that?
I know it just takes time and effort and things that I don't have.
I'm still waiting on you and Booster to get your HGTV home renovation show.
Yeah, I know.
You
I'm
fight
busy.
enough though. We got to make sure
Space
you
City
guys.
Savers.
Make sure you
busy.
two fight with each other. You need some
Yeah,
drama.
you got to have some drama.
Yeah, what would
Oh,
be the
Kevin.
drama? What is
That's
the
a
thing?
dra-
Because all these
catchphrase.
couples on these shows, there's one that's always like, we don't have the budget for that. And then she's
Yeah.
like, if you could just trust my vision, I promise you it's going to happen. I promise you we'll get our money back on the other side. Is it like that with you,
Yeah,
Booster? Like,
oh,
he's
yeah.
like,
That's
let's
that-
get this more
that was the
expensive tile.
Yeah, I can see Kevin being the stickler. Which is like, if you want this place to pop and look good, you need to spend a little money on this. No, get the cheapest stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say get the cheapest stuff, but change the design so it doesn't cost as much to move the plumbing as far.
Yeah.
You know, moving plumbing, especially underneath your house, that means you have to dig a cave to get up
I
underneath
mean,
there.
you know how people can walk into a house they want to buy and have like this vision of how it'll really look? if I walk into a house and somebody tells me, well, okay, just be open-minded. You know, you could move the kitchen from here to there. Once I hear the words move the kitchen or move the kitchen sink pipes, that house ain't for me.
That
means
sounds crazy.
That means you usually have to saw through the concrete foundation to get 12 inches down underneath of there, and then dig dirt and then put new pipes down. No. I live on a pier and beam, which is an elevated house now. Even that, it's scary to get up underneath there. I think something's gonna get me. It's like the upside down in Stranger Things. I went down there the other day. I was like, this is the first and last time I'm ever gonna go underneath this house.
Especially in Houston, like where I grew up.
Oh God, spiders and rats.
Oh,
We didn't put the
Bears.
snakes up north.
Snakes.
Oh, you know
God.
what? Speaking of, there was a white spider of all things, a tiny white spider when I was in the car with the kids. There was a tiny white spider that showed up on my dash. And a lot of dashes now have like the navigation screen in different ways. It might be like a little square that pops up from the console, or it might be like the whole thing. It was just right there on the corner. And the kid's like, there's a spider in here. And so I pull over so I could get a wipey so I could try and get it. But before I could get it, it had disappeared to the back. And I'm like, all right, this thing is just going to be in here. It'll probably just die from the heat, right? I mean, now, because my son was like, there's a spider in here. And I was like, yeah, I know, but there's no way we're going to find it now. Because it like
Maybe
disappeared
he'll like that heat.
into,
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
don't know.
there's no way it's
Oh,
dying
yeah.
from the heat. There's no way.
I don't know. I have to make them think that, or else they won't get back in my car.
It's in your car right now.
Because it doesn't bother me.
Making
It was really
babies.
small. But I mean, y'all, I had a friend that had gotten a
anymore.
brand new car, and somehow I don't remember the story of how this mouse got into her car, but a mouse got into her
Oh
car.
my gosh.
Ate the
And
wires.
It ended up dying inside the console dash of the car.
That's the worst smell.
And then she was like, "You guys just need to give me a new car." And they were like, "Well, we can't. I mean, you can't. This is why you lease." Because if that was a lease, they'd be like, all right, let's just switch out your car. You buy that car, they're like, sorry, that's your problem.
Yeah, they don't care once you take it off the lot.
I never
That's a
heard
you
of such a
problem.
crazy thing that a tiny little mouse found its way into this car.
That
and
smell
it ruined her. It
of a
ruined her
dead-
car.
Ugh.
Terrible. So
Yeah,
be careful.
it's horrible.
It is a new month. There's a lot of stuff going on this month of June. Don't forget Father's Day is around the corner, kids. And like I said, we're going to talk about Taylor's big news in Scoop. It has nothing to do with getting engaged. And something that I just found out this morning, I was today years old, about the first day of the month. I had no idea you're supposed to do this on the first day of the month. How have I been in radio all these years and just alive as a human and never, ever, ever had heard this ever? I don't know. And y'all tell me how many of y'all know this or don't know this. They'll be like, oh, you didn't know that? Or, what are you talking about? The high is going to be 91 degrees today. It's going to be hot, no rain, mostly clear. Happy last Monday of the year to HISD. We're going to get it going.
You're almost done.
Scoop's next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Movies, music, TV, and all things Hollywood. Celebrity Scoop on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
It's brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas. And don't forget, today is the day. Bad Bunny and you in Puerto Rico. We have a chance for you, our Houston listeners, to score a trip, courtesy of us here at KRBE, to go see Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico. So here's how it's going to work. At 7 a.m., today, tomorrow, all the way to Friday, we are going to reveal a sounder. The sounder changes every day. It is a specific sounder. So you need to be listening at 7 to know, well, what is the sounder? Because between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m., the sounder will play unannounced. And when the sounder plays unannounced, you need to be caller 104. If you are lucky enough to be caller 104, you score $104 just for being caller 104. But then you are also a finalist for the trip, including two VIP tickets. 2 VIP tickets. Am I saying that right? 2 VIP tickets to Bad Bunny and a 2-night hotel stay and a flight for 2.
And this is just for Houstonians right here.
Correct.
This is not a national contest, which you hear all over everywhere on
Right.
radio stations. Nope, this is just for you guys.
You're
This is pretty
fighting it
cool.
out with that person next to you on 45 in traffic.
Yep.
Trying to call in, be caller 104.
Distract them. Honk your horn right when you say,
$104.
right when you play the sounder, Kev.
And I made these sounders, so it's, very Puerto Rico oriented or Bad Bunny. I don't know what a bunny sounds like. Does a bunny make a noise?
Like,
Yeah, just for you, something
Really?
knows.
Usually it's just eating. You know
I
those
thought they did-
Cadbury egg commercials where you're kids, like that
Yeah.
bunny is just eating something and making like a...
I thought they did little
Yeah.
screams, like, meh, like if they get into trouble or
Maybe
something
they get
like that.
attacked.
Meh.
Down at my in-laws' place in Galveston, they got this huge bunny that goes in the front yard, and
A jackrabbit.
you're up on the deck so you can see it. after like little food.
Yeah.
Then these birds would come down and try and get the food first. The bunny would hop over there. I'm like, ooh, it's like
nature.
I'm in nature watching it.
There are bunnies all over Galveston, by the way.
Yeah, the
Are they?
dunes.
Yes, when you're driving, like it's so. Every time I've been there, I'm like, oh my god, look, there's a bunny, and I always catch it right when it's like about to hide, like it's on the side of the road and it's just darting into the green.
I'm just scared that they're gonna like go in the dunes, and then that's where the snakes live.
well, that's
yeah.
where the real Discovery Channel documentary
Yeah.
starts.
And like, don't get so close to that.
Kill
We
or
don't
be
know.
killed. Okay, well, speaking of bunnies that we're bringing up, this is the thing that I was this morning years old when I learned this today. So yesterday was June 1st, and people always say, "Oh, good month," or like "Happy month," may you have a good month. But Sarah Jessica Parker posted on her Instagram a close up of her fireplace, like a fire in her fireplace through the grate, and then she pulls back slowly of this fire burning in her fireplace, and then she just goes, "Rabbit, rabbit." She just whispers, "Rabbit, rabbit." And I'm thinking, what does this have to do with the new season of And Just Like That? Is this some kind of promotional thing I don't get?
Was she cooking?
So I had to, I know, I was thinking, is there like a rabbit in there?
Rabbit
Oh my
stew.
God, is she showing me like grilled rabbit? What is she doing? I had to click the comments to see, is anybody else confused? And one person wrote, "I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening." And other people are like, "No, this is what you say for good luck." So apparently you say rabbit, rabbit at the start of a month. I looked it up. It's like, don't question intimacy. We didn't know to ask
Every
the question.
month?
Yes, it is. You say it at the start of a month as a superstition to bring good luck for the month. You can say it on the first day of every single month. Rabbit, rabbit.
Like a rabbit's foot. Remember people used to carry around a rabbit's foot?
yeah.
That
That's
was
a red one.
Yeah. Poor rabbit wasn't very lucky, was
Nope.
No, the rabbit's foot. That's so weird, right? Those keychains.
he? Yeah.
That's so creepy. So yeah, the tradition believed to originate in the UK and has been practiced for years by many people to say rabbit, rabbit on the beginning of the year. And also
That's
the
so
whole
weird.
point of her having her fireplace on June 1st, to your point, Kevin, you were saying it's a little chillier where we were on the East Coast. Is that's like a real thing on June 1st? It would be cold enough to have your fireplace on?
Well, like in Detroit, I know in
night.
Chicago and New York, it's like 50 degrees.
No way,
Like a few
right
days
now?
ago.
Oh, yeah.
A few days
Wow.
ago.
Oh gosh.
Well, like I said, I don't like the heat.
That's a weird thing,
But
though,
you don't have
like
to
in
scrape heat
June.
off your windshield in the winter, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'll take the heat.
I'll take the heat. over
But
the cold.
there's something about like a crisp, kind of cool summer night where you can have a fire.
Outside,
I mean, we do
bonfire or
that
something.
on the regs at my mom's house, and she's in Virginia. It still gets cold enough. Of course, it's in the mountains, so it
Yeah,
gets
also
cold in
it's
the mountains.
colder.
A guy, he does Barstool Sports, and they do their show from Chicago, and they're like, you know what? I'm so sick of people saying how great summers in Chicago are the best summers all over the world. It's like it's 2 months. We have 10 months of crap here. And he's talking about the snow and then the cold and the rain. I'm like, see, we're not so bad here
Yeah, this.
because we got even January, February, you get that cold in February, but then March and April and sometimes May, it's pretty good here.
Just
Like,
the
for people here in March.
yellow pollen dusting is rough. The yellow dust of
Yeah, but you
pollen
get allergies
everywhere
anywhere.
is rough. Forget the allergies, just sitting on it. You're like, oh God, I gotta clean all this. Remember I told you guys we went to A&M to do a tour and the golf
Yeah.
cart was covered in
Yeah,
yellow
that
pollen,
was
we had to wipe it
fun.
down. And I'm like, yeah, you don't want to sit on it because then it's all over your clothes. Or like if you have pets that go outside, like dogs that go outside a potty, they come back, it's all over their paws, it gets all over your furniture.
Yep.
So the yellow dust is one of the negatives in the nice weather of February, March. But yeah, she had her fireplace burning and she whispered rabbit, rabbit to ensure good luck for the rest of June. So there. That's something I learned new. Anybody knew
like-
this happened all the time? 37530. I had no idea we're supposed to be saying rabbit, rabbit when we start the show on the first of the
Somebody
month.
else had good luck on Friday morning.
Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. So a lot of people are like, in the low profile of you not being on tour or not pressing for a movie or not having a hit record on the radio right now, you can kind of be like low key doing your thing. Since Taylor Swift finished the Eras tour and Travis Kelce lost the last Super Bowl, they've kind of just been, whatever. Nobody's
it
really watching them.
emotions?
Here's how I know it's not hype anymore. I was at this store called Francesca's, and Francesca's had done an entire line of Taylor Swift merch, like hats that say Bejeweled or notepads that have like a caricature, a cartoon of Taylor Swift that says maybe the problem is me or all this stuff. It's all in clearance now. And the Sabrina Carpenter notepads are out that say, please, please, please don't give me one more thing to do.
What are those called? Fickle fans?
I mean,
It's just
hey,
kind of like the wave, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the Eras
Or
tour
Billie
was like
Eilish, a lot
so
of-
crazy.
Like my kids love Billie Eilish.
I don't think they have any Billie Eilish notepads at Francesca's.
Billie Eilish is
But anyway,
too cool for that.
so Taylor on Friday announced in a very long handwritten note you can see on her Instagram and all her social medias that she bought back the rights of her music. And Shamrock Capital had bought her catalog from Scooter Braun, and then he had taken them. Remember, the whole story was Scooter Braun is the guy that was the name with Justin Bieber. Like, that's Justin Bieber's manager. That's how we knew Scooter Braun. Scooter Braun is the guy. He was the face and the name that we knew of the group that bought Taylor's catalog rights. Like, they owned her music, and she was ticked. And when that story came out, there were a lot of questions like, well, how did you not know it was for sale? Like, your dad said something about knowing it was going to go for sale, and she did this whole thing like it was totally under my nose.
She would have bought it, I think.
I think maybe she just wanted to make some extra money on those Taylor's versions. Don't you feel gypped? Like everyone who went out and bought that, and now it's like, oh, never mind, you didn't need to buy it because now I own them again.
And I own the other ones.
Well,
she used that money she made off those to buy it.
she said, I can't. Yeah, she said the Eras Tour is what helped her buy the catalog back.
I
because
bet.
she hit the $2 billion mark on the Eras
She
Tour.
was touring for like a year and a half.
Yes, and that tour brought in, they said it was going to make her a billionaire. It made $2 billion.
What do you think if they bought it, that company bought it for $300 million?
Or was
Shamrock,
it 4? I thought it was 400.
They're saying like 3, 4. They think she might have spent for 4 to 6. Because think about it, they're probably not making much money. If she did, that was a smart move by her by redoing the album, made their stuff worthless. I mean,
Right,
not worthless,
if you're
but
Especially because, like,
not
because-
worthless, but not like what they thought it'd be. So
Right,
they're like,
because the radio would play Taylor's version.
Right.
They wouldn't play her
kids are
original
buying
version.
the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
The
maybe,
streams.
Maybe
So
they
she-
sold it for like 400. They made 100 million, and that's a win for them, and they got the hell out of it.
Hey, 100 million's pretty good. She says in this long note, part of it says, I can't thank you enough for helping to reunite me with this art that I've dedicated my life to, but have never owned until now. The best things that have ever been mine finally actually are. Scooter Braun issued a statement just saying, I'm happy for her. The albums that Kevin was mentioning, the 4 albums she recorded was Fearless, Red, Speak Now in 1989, but she added vault tracks to that. She says she was in the middle of re-recording Reputation with vault tracks. And now she said in the process of re-recording Reputation, it's taken her so long because where she was when she originally recorded Reputation was a different mind frame than re-recording it as an adult, because that's like a revenge album.
Yes.
Reputation. It's about what Kanye and Kim had done to her and all this stuff.
She's not feeling that way. She's happy now.
Yeah, and she was like, I was just taking my time with it because she goes, I can't get that same raw emotion back that I had when I originally recorded Reputation.
I wouldn't do it because then she could do it, and then she'd make millions more. But it's kind of gouging
Well,
her
now that you
fans,
know
like
she
Kevin
owns
said.
it, why would you download the Taylor's version? I'd be like,
Be
okay, I'll
different.
Right.
But
Otherwise,
it
it's
sounds
another
different,
one.
and you collect, and if you love her that much.
Well, she was out celebrating with Selena Gomez in New York City on Saturday night. She posted pictures of herself on Instagram, surrounded by all her albums. We posted on RKRBE Instagram as well. The caption is, "You belong to me." And she said that her debut album is already fully re-recorded, plus a quarter of Reputation, and it might still have they still might have their moments to reemerge, but she'll decide. But she owns all her work now. She said her videos, her pictures, her
That's gonna be a
music.
good feeling.
And she said that what she fought for has helped other artists fight for their rights when they sign contracts. She gets so happy when an artist reaches out to her to say, I just negotiated a contract with my record company and I got the rights to XYZ. It makes her happy that she sees that was possible because she said to fight so hard to get that.
And now she showed them you can redo your album
And it will sell.
and screw them over if you're really popular.
Yeah, and as a kid listening to music where you don't really pay attention to the politics of music, I remember as a child, Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney had a song together, and they were like, this is what you're exposed to. Like you watch the video or you see it on TV, and that's fine. And they had a giant riff that he hated Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog out from underneath Paul McCartney.
Oh, yeah.
It's his fault. He talked about it to him.
He told him he wants to own the Beatles
He's
catalog.
like, well, what? That's for sale? Oh, I didn't know that.
and
then he
Michael
went, well,
Jackson didn't know he was able to purchase, and he bought it.
Wow.
And that's ultimate betrayal.
It's a fun song. With
Say, say, say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the last time they were like ever talking to each other, saying anything.
And then
That's
he died.
for sure. And then he died. Which shockingly, we're looking that up. Michael Jackson was 50 years old when he died.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking, like, my kids were asking me, like, is Michael Jackson dead or alive? And I said, oh, he died. How did he die? And I was like, well, there's some stuff he used to take to put himself to sleep that only hospitals use. I was like, how am I going to
nobody would say no.
I'm like, no.
They say yes,
says
yes.
No, if you have the money to pay, they want you to
Now,
pay it.
we're talking about Taylor Swift, and I was thinking about all of us in here, and maybe you guys listening, if you want to add to this. What's the best thing you've ever spent money on? Because she spent all that money, and she's saying this is the best thing. She's going to get a Shamrock tattoo because that company's called Shamrock.
Well, she joked that she'd get in the middle of her forehead.
Yeah, but
because she loved
would
them
get
so
that
much for
tattoo.
working with her so well. Shamrock Capital.
That's how
who
much
had
she
bought her.
loved what she spent her money on. So what's the best thing that any of you guys, Roula, Ahmad, Kevin,
Best
think
money
about
spent?
that? the best money. It could be anything. There's other millions, obviously. It could be $100. It could be $10. It could be thousands. And then if you're listening, you want to text us 37530. What's the best thing you've ever spent your money on? Or you could call us too.
833-390-KRBE. We'll talk to you next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
KRBE. Turn it up. With more of the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
All right, if you missed this news, we were talking about it in Scoop. We'll talk about it again throughout the morning as people wake up. But Taylor Swift on Friday announced that she bought back her entire music catalog. That was a big deal because she re-recorded her songs, Taylor's version, so that the people who owned her original music wouldn't make as much money if you downloaded her version versus the one that they own, blah, blah, blah. Now it's all in her hands again. So whether you listen to the old love story or the new one, the money's going in her pocket, not anybody else's. And for her, it's the best money she ever spent. And the word is what? It was $400 to $600 million that she bought the catalog for?
Pretty much. It could be anywhere from $300 to $600. They paid $300, and they probably made obviously some money off it.
She said that the Eras Tour helped her purchase it because she made so much money off the Eras Tour. Without the Eras Tour income and the fan, love that she got for people to really make it such an experience, that's what got her over.
She seemed very happy with that company, so she had to get a good deal. Because if you're overpaying, you're not going to give them a shout out. The
fact that she named them, the fact that we know it's called Shamrock Capital, that's them getting their money back right there. What's Shamrock Capital? People look that up. Okay, so the question we have is, what is the best money you ever spent? Whether it was something expensive you bought, you took a chance, or maybe something small. You're like, oh my God. Like you always talk about that bed jet thing you bought for your wife. You're like, best $300 I ever spent.
Yep. For like $300. I got that for my wife's birthday last year. She loved that. She said, that's the best gift you ever gave me.
I was thinking that, Eric, this weekend because I went mattress shopping and this guy was like, well, this mattress has a cooling and a heating element in it. And if you want to cool off or your feet are cold or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, how much is this mattress? Like $10,000? It was at the Sleep Number store. He's like, yeah. I go, $10,000. Yeah, I'm not going to buy this mattress.
That mattress I bought.
But I thought that bed jet, $300, do the same thing.
And that bed I bought, the thing that goes up, the recliners, but they're individual instead of all being one Tempur-Pedic.
The ergonomic split twin, the split king.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Even Roula knows more about the knee.
Yeah, I know it.
Is that the one that moves up and down?
It's ergonomic, goes up and down. And the split is the king size bed that has the split in the middle. So you're like two twin beds, but you're one bed.
The first car I ever bought was cheaper than this thing.
That's insane.
For a bed. But you spend, think about it,
do you think it's worth it?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Because it's awesome when you can watch TV.
So it's worth the $42,000.
You put pillows behind your neck, it goes up. And then your legs, you put zero gravity if your back hurts.
Zero gravity?
It makes your feet go up and your back, so like...
You're kind of like cradled, like...
There's no weight in your back.
Yeah, it relieves the pressure.
It's
relieves
like
the pressure.
NASA bed.
It is.
It's a weird thing.
But how do you sleep like that? I feel like my legs will
you don't. You just use
circulation.
it for like 10 minutes or so.
Okay. So
I put it flat when I sleep. Like I don't. I just use it up when you're watching TV or something or just reading.
God, I always wondered if people sleep like that when they, you could put the bed up.
Mm-hmm.
I'd feel weird like that.
Yeah, I would feel weird, yeah.
But the whole problem is if you have one that the whole bed does at the same time, what if your mate doesn't want that thing up? They want to go to bed. So there's things like that. My best thing I ever spent money on, I'd say, is Disney. Going to Disney with the kids. Those are just memories that you have forever. Universal, Disney. I love going there. I know you get up early. Everyone knows that when you go being from Houston, you got that 1 hour time difference.
And you got the magic hours.
So you got to be there, ready to go at 6 a.m. our time. Right. Because it opens at 7 Eastern.
Right.
And so you're up at 5.
Yep.
You're so tired, but it's so much fun. So for me, that's the best money I ever spent.
And that is actually true. You're exhausted. You are exhausted. I've never been more exhausted as a mother. Having gone to Disney for the first time with 3 kids and doing that grind. What are we doing?
I can only imagine.
Vacation. Yeah. Double stroller. It's
I'm a relaxed guy. Like for our vacation this year, we're going to the beach. I just want to relax, do some things in the Bahamas. Do little rides and stuff. But I don't need to be like Kevin and have to every 30 minutes I have to be doing something.
Yeah, Kevin's on a parasail.
Kevin's
sit still.
Kevin's in a kayak.
Kevin doesn't
know how to just sleep on a mattress on the shoreline.
No.
That's
Why do I have to always be occupied in doing something? And like you were just talking about it this morning. I was probably bored, and I decided, well, I'll change my whole entire gate system over to solar.
Yeah, see?
No, and then this summer we're going for like 14 days over a river to like stop and stop and stop and stop and do stuff in the town and stop and stop and stop. I can't wait.
That sounds like a lot of work. I'd rather just be on a cruise where I got 2 days out to sea.
And I'm going to learn German.
Are you going to learn German?
I definitely
On
need-
what, like Babbel?
Are you doing
Yes.
Duolingo or
You're
whatever?
thinking-
Duolingo.
Yeah, Duolingo.
Probably whatever the free one is.
fine.
What's the best
Yeah,
money you
no.
ever spent on?
You know, I think this truck is probably the Trail Boss that I just got, Chevy. It is a beast. It has so many cool things. It is very comfortable. I love that. Is a really good purchase.
You could live in your truck.
Yes,
So comfortable.
I could.
He might have to someday.
I know.
Who's to kick him out?
And I was thinking about this in the other room. I don't know, guys. I can't think of it off the top of my head now. Best purchase.
Well, let me read you some of the
Think about it.
texts at
Think about it.
37530. Because look at these. One person is texting divorce all in caps. Divorce,
That's
divorce,
so
divorce.
funny.
Best money spent, my divorce. No regrets. Another person loves their Peloton. Best investment ever. Eric had it for 6 months and sold it.
I sold that thing.
This person
But-
said they bought a mattress from the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. That was their best purchase they ever made. Did you know you can do that? If you stay in a hotel and you love the mattress, you can ask them, where'd you get this mattress? How can I purchase
But not
it?
the mattress you're in, a brand new one.
Right, a brand new one, not the one.
I said about space. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, you want it from the
So when I
original from
threw
the
out
company.
the window, I threw over the roof. Out
I
the
bought
window.
pillows. I bought pillows from the Post Oak Hotel on 610. They have really great pillows. And I was like, where do you get your pillows? And they just sold us 2 pillows.
Oh, they sold them to you right
Brand
there?
new ones.
That's pretty cool.
Amazing.
Or you could just take them.
They give you, no, because those are pillows that other people have been drooling in. I don't want that one. Okay, I like this one because I just did a commercial
Has
for
a little
Advanced
flavor.
Body Scan, which I always say you should definitely, it's one scan could save your life. This texter says Advanced Body Scan is the best thing I've spent my money on. They found a pancreatic mass in my husband's pancreas, and we think it saved his life. Wow. We got, oh my God, it cut off. Do you see that? I don't know where the rest of it goes. We got, and this word starts with RESU, and then it cuts off. I don't know where the rest of that text is. But anyway, yes, they think it may have saved his life. That's fantastic. I hate it when the text screen will break up the
I don't
text
know why
and we
it does
can't
that.
catch the second
and
one.
they don't put it right next to each other. When it breaks up,
I know.
Yeah, let me
somebody
click on
probably
the
says it at
number.
the same time.
And I think that the Dremel was a really awesome tool that I bought because when you do remodeling,
What's it called?
especially a Dremel,
What's that?
it's a multi-tool that can both cut and grind and drill.
Oh, wow.
And it does a lot of different things. And when you're cutting little teeny pieces out of old houses, you need these very precise tools.
What does
and
it
this
cost?
one,
Is that like super crazy expensive?
oh no! It's got to be under $200. Probably get it. What do you call it? Rebuilt. Refurbished.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure I got all of mine refurbished for
Or at
under
the
$100.
Pawn shop too.
Oh, I'm sure. I get y'all. If you want to save on tools, go to pawn shops and estate sales, and
That's
you will
true.
find great prices on them.
And then another texter says the best thing they ever spent their money on was the Wonderfold wagon. $500 back in 2021. Ended up having 3 kids. Totally worth it. Yeah, I could go on down the list of things. Like to Eric's point about trips, I spend the money on having that person at Disney that he talks about take you through Disney so you
Right.
can have
Orlando Elite VIP.
You do the shell game on the lines to get you. That was totally worth it, especially with kids. You just don't want to be sitting around for 3 hours per ride. The other thing that I bought an Orbit stroller when I had my first. An Orbit stroller from Babies and Kids Furniture in 2011 or 2010 when I bought it. It was like a $900 stroller, but I knew I was having more than one kid, and it saved our backs because the Orbit stroller is
circular.
It was a round base, so instead of like only parents who have had to put car seats in cars get this hell, but you would turn the stroller, the carrier, you take it off of the stroller and you put it into the car seat base and you
twist it.
turn it. You don't have to turn your body to do it. The base turns the
So
baby.
you go straight into the car, open the door, you're straight in, put it straight,
And then it turns
turn.
it. And then at restaurants, if you had a stroller, you could put the stroller to the side of the table and the baby's not facing this way or this way. You would turn the baby to the table.
That's pretty cool.
It was amazing. I had it for all 3 kids. I had all the pieces and the parts, and it was totally worth
I was
it.
watching The Office last night, and they had a baby shower for Jan.
Oh,
and,
yeah?
and she had the Orbit.
Oh, really?
'Cause she's like, oh, they got her a stroller because I guess the baby was born early. I can't remember. They're like, oh, that's $1,200, and Dwight's like, what? He snuck and took it and put a watermelon in it. He was going to test it out. I don't know. He's like, for $1,200, this better be crash proof.
Other things that I think were really fun too, when we first started our show, we started the show in 2003. In 2004, the Summer Olympics were in Athens, Greece. And last minute, God, I'm so glad I did this. I regret that for the rest of my life. Last minute, I said, you know what? I'm going to the Olympics. My sister was there. My friends were there volunteering. My friend had a place for us to stay. I was like, I'm going to the Olympics.
She give you a free ticket?
Well, I bought the ticket to go to get to Greece, but I stayed with her. She was a volunteer for the Olympics, and she scored tickets to the gold medal volleyball game between China and Russia. And then my other friends met some guy out, and somehow her fantastic memory memorized his number. And the next morning we called him, and he had tickets for the closing ceremony. So
that's cool. I
got myself to Greece. I stayed with my sister and my friends in her apartment. We went to the gold medal volleyball game, which I fell asleep in because jet lag. I'd come straight from the airport to go to that. Then we went to the closing ceremonies of the Olympic Games. Amazing experience. Amazing.
Is that arena still there, or do they tear it down?
Yes, no, they still have it.
Sometimes they tear that stuff down, or
it just sits there like a rust bucket. When I was in Melbourne, Australia, oh man, in Melbourne, Australia, you can still see the Olympic rings, and they're like rusted from whenever they had the Olympics. I think like in the 70s they had the Olympics. I have to look up when they had it, but that venue wasn't being used. But in Athens, you can like go work out there and stuff in their thing. People are saying, what else are saying? They bought the mattresses came up big. Mattresses came up big. Carnival Cruise pillows. Somebody said they bought the Carnival Cruise pillows and the blanket. They're so comfortable.
IVF. Somebody got IVF.
Nice.
Their wife.
LASIK came in there. Best money you can spend on yourself. That's true, Berkeley Eye Center. The Dyson Airwrap and the Dyson blow dryer. Expensive as all hell, but guess what? It totally makes a difference in your hair.
Are there ripoffs? Like, not ripoffs, but copycats?
The dupes?
Like dupes? Like Shark? Does Shark do one?
I don't know, but at Christmas, it was $110 off. That's the cheapest I could find it from any of the specials at Christmas. I got one for me and my girls to all have. Dude, it blow dries your hair in a whole different way.
Yeah,
it's not as loud. It's smooth.
This.
I did not know blow dryers could do this to your hair.
Yeah.
I've had ionic blow dryers and all this stuff. No, that Dyson Airwrap, expensive as hell. But if you got more than one female in your house, go for it. Just go for it. Okay, coming up next, we're going to go around the table.
And we got to play the sounder, too.
That's right.
Let people know.
Puerto Rico could be in your future with Bad Bunny, Houston. It is a Houston-only contest that could get you to Puerto Rico with a friend. Airfare, hotel,
VIP
and
access.
VIP tickets. But what are you listening for? We'll reveal the sounder next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.